African Americans has always been classed second class. Right. Or back in the days, 3/5 of a human. How you could get 3/5 of a human, I don't know. Right. In 1865, the 13th Amendment was enacted to abolish slavery and to recognize blacks as citizens. Now, I'm going to stop there because you and I talked about that off camera.
Right.
Okay. I know in school we had Christopher Columbus and everybody came across on the Nina the Pina, the Santa Maria and all of that, okay? Mm-hmm. And all of these people came here and landed on the rock and populated and everything. Right. And they were citizens.
Right.
We get dragged here across the waters, forced into bondage,
right.
forced into religions that didn't belong to us,
correct.
Forced into a lifestyle, eating food and all of this stuff that didn't belong to us. Mm-hmm. But we had to have an amendment made to make us citizens.
Right. Well, like you said, what you read is on paper. So it's already programmed in your mind to think of us as second-class citizens. All right. That paper really doesn't mean anything because at the end of the day, the seed is already planted.
Right.
So what people think of us is what's been written or said through the generations, years
over
past.
and over again. Right?
Now, don't get me wrong. Thank you for what they've done.
Right.
All right. Don't get me wrong. Thank you for what our ancestors have done
right.
to get us to where we are today. Matter of fact, sitting right here doing this show.
Right.
Okay. But it still doesn't change the fact of what seed that's been planted years ago about us.
I agree.
All right.
I agree. To even take that one step further, if you read the 13th Amendment, the one part that always sticks out to me is Section 1. Mm-hmm. Okay, Section 1 states, neither slavery nor involuntary servitude except in the punishment for a crime whereof the party shall have been duly convicted shall exist within the United States. Mm-hmm. Now, all of that legal jargon and all of that mumbo jumbo basically says that if you can walk around free, you can do whatever you want. But once we convict you of a crime, right. you are now a slave.
Right.
So I want to now talk about this modern day slavery.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is something that our young men need to pay real close attention to. We talked about this. We talked about this when we were on the radio, how our men, they repeat the cycle. They go to school. Mm-hmm. They've had go to jail. Their rights have been stripped from them. Mm-hmm. They can no longer bear arms anymore. Mm-hmm. Hold on a minute. Mm-hmm. Thank you for calling, sister to sister. You're on the air, caller.
How you doing,
I'm
Miss
fine.
Guy?
Hi.
How you doing today? I have a comment. I like your show. It's beautiful.
Okay.
And I think that y'all doing a very, very good job. Okay. And so is the brother too next to you.
Thank you.
And you keep up the good work. But one thing about it is that you're exactly right. Something needs to be done. Something really needs to be done about that situation here.
Okay.
So keep up the good work and God bless both of y'all.
Thank you. Thank you, caller. Thank you for calling in. And we appreciate that. And again, if you're out there and you have a call, give us a call. Even if you have a comment or a question, 915-5202. This is your girl Silk and my friend Ryan. I wanted to talk about, because we talk about one of the things that my mother and I always talked about, and I talked about this last week, is the imbalance of the justice system,
right.
which was the comment that you had made earlier about the scales of justice being imbalanced.
Correct.
Okay. And one of the things that you and I talked about off of camera that we were dialoguing about, and I talked about the pig laws. Mm-hmm. Okay. And I'm a big Black history buff. So if you don't know what the pig laws, let me enlighten you. After slavery, okay, when the 13th Amendment came out in 1865, okay, there were a lot of people that wasn't happy, like, oh no, y'all done freed my slaves. What am I going to do? So then they created these stupid laws called the pig laws. And what the pig laws is that they knew they had made it where African Americans couldn't buy domestic animals. Mm-hmm. Okay? Go ahead, call. You on the line.
I'd like to
Army about how the Army got integrated, because this is a history type show. The Army was integrated in 1948 when a black soldier from World War II with a master sergeant was going home in Mississippi and got off the bus to get a pack of nabs on a soda, and the bus driver called the police and had him arrested, and they beat him up and left him blind. I heard Truman heard about it and got so mad he cussed. He said, it's a damn shame they did that, man. He's a hero from World War II. And Truman integrated the Army the next day. And I wish y'all would talk about that.
And we will.
That's how they integrated the Army.
We will. Thank you so much for calling, caller. Thank you for watching. And I'm going to jump on that for a minute before we get back on our topic, because one of the things that we talked about on this show before is think about all of us that served in this great country. I know my grandfather was highly decorated. He passed a year ago. He's buried in Arlington National Cemetery with honors.
With honors.
Okay. And so and I thank you. I thank you. My grandfather was a Buffalo soldier. So you're 100% right. On the back, let's talk about the Tuskegee Airmen.
Yes.
Let's again know our history. Know that we built this great country, that we are second-class citizens and guests of. And that's what I mean by expect justice, but demand change.
Exactly. And sister, I want to say this, history as we know it, the stuff that's in the future. It's never anything in the past. Stuff in the past. Never anything in the future, because we can't tell the future. But what we can do is, you're making history.